Guys, welcome to the video. We're doing one like this now, just kind of more casual, beautiful, kind of Thai background. I'm in Thailand at the moment, and I just want to go over something, as you can tell by the title, that really changed me in a significant way, and an idea that really I've run with for a very long time that's helped me, and I want to offer it to you. Um, and so, some of you may already know who Alan Watts is. If not, he was a philosopher. He was someone who was quite a significant philosopher because he was a Westerner who studied Eastern philosophy quite heavily, and he was someone who was really good at translating Eastern philosophy to like the Western tongue, or really being good at conveying it, because it's very hard to translate Eastern to Western, but he was one of the best at doing this, so he wrote a lot of books on it. But there was a talk he gave, and I will link this down below too, because there's a video on this that's so powerful. And it's something that, you know, it's always like, yeah, right, when you say change your life. But I believe it's something that at least changed the way I thought, which eventually led to me changing my life. You know, it all starts at that base level of thoughts. You think a certain way, you start speaking a certain way, you start acting a certain way, right? Your energy starts moving in a different way. And so the idea of the talk was this, and it was, what would you do if money was no object? And he went over, and of course you can watch the linked video, he went over how he would ask students when they were thinking about, you know, what they want to do for a career, for a vocation. Um, you know, they were saying, oh, we want to be doctors, we want to be, you know, a businessman, or whatever the standard thing is in that time and day. And he said, well, okay, what would you do if money was no object? If money wasn't a thing, and it was fine and you could just do whatever you wanted, what would you do? And so the answers changed, and it became more, oh, well, I want to be a painter. I think someone said, oh, I want to raise horses. And so at a point he says, well, forget the money and just go do that. Go do what it is you actually love, what you actually feel passionate towards, and forget the money. And to a lot of people, that's a very extreme answer, because then the objections come up. You know, I need money to survive, got to eat, all this kind of stuff. And he goes on to explain that too. He says, you know, first, that most people will end up doing something that they hate in order to go on surviving, in order to go on buying things that they don't even like, and then teach their children to do the same thing. And it's just this continuous cycle. And he actually, this is the first time I heard Alan Watts say it, that's stupid. You know, it wasn't even very articulate. He's just like, that's so dumb. And I thought that was kind of neat, because he's usually a very articulate, very composed guy. And he's like, which is stupid to do that, right? And so he goes over how things kind of start to work out when you start moving from your heart, when you start moving from a passion, from what you love, and that you'll get so good at this thing eventually you can charge for it, you can find ways to make money. Like, for example, the person who said they want to work with horses, he's like, would you like to work at a riding school? You know, for example, maybe you're like me and you love football. I have a channel that makes me money, that where I teach football, where I make videos around a topic I love. I get to create. And this is not something that just select people can do. You know, this is something anyone can do. Not that specifically, but doing something you love. You know, maybe you love to surf, and that's just your passion, and just when you're surfing you feel so in the moment and you love it. You know, could you go to a surfing school and become an instructor? Maybe you like to snowboard, same thing. Maybe you love to paint, maybe you can teach an art class on painting. You know, whatever it is, there usually is always something. And to bring this more into the modern day, you know, Gary Vee talks about this. He's like, there's literally a niche for everything. You can hear the dogs in the background. There's a niche for pretty much everything. You know, if there's someone you see doing it, you can do it. And even if there isn't, there's probably a way you can do it. And so this is something that really did change the way I looked at things, where I stopped working in retail. I stopped doing things just for the money. And for years, I haven't done anything for just the money. And it took me a few years to build up what I'm doing now. But it would have never gotten to the point it is now if I hadn't taken that first step to think, what would my life be like if I treated money as not an object, if money were no object? Took those first steps, and now I'm in a position where I actually get to do what I love for a living. And I really truly believe that is available to everyone. So I will link the talk down below. I really believe that this idea, if you can really embody it, if you can really make it a part of your reality, can change you. It can change the way you think, it can change what you do, and it can eventually change your circumstances by you getting to do something you actually enjoy um, as a vocation. So check out the talk down below. I'll do more videos like this if you guys have questions or want some other stuff like this, and I'll see you in the next one.